man, real stay safe shit. You already know what the fuck is going on. So today, it was announced that YouTube was effectively issuing R. Kelly the death sentence and fucking suspending his YouTube channels indefinitely, permanently. R. Kelly's like the neighborhood convicted sex offender and shit. He was convicted, if you hadn't known, I think it was like 2 days ago that he was convicted for basically like running a racketeering sex fucking like league or some shit, man. It's like crazy. Like, this nigga was out here doing the remix to Ignition and like sex trafficking and doing all this other shit, and it's just like sad to see, man. Like, this is why I be saying like, yo, don't like I don't know, it's weird like meeting your idols and shit, and they might, I mean, R. Kelly is definitely not my idol, but he might be somebody's idol out here. And like, it turns out the fucking person whose music you're listening to is fucking weird. And it's definitely, I don't know who the fuck still listens to R. Kelly. I feel like only like old head black people listen to him. Like, somebody's uncle out there probably listening to that nigga still. Remix to Ignition, but nah, man. That shit is crazy. And I just feel like R. Kelly, he's just like a terrible human being, man, if he was true. But I mean, I guess it's true. He's gonna be sentenced soon. But YouTube, they're suspending his shit, they're canceling that shit. So it's just crazy, man. And it's interesting. I feel like it definitely brings up an interesting argument when a channel or a platform goes and like does this shit. Cause then it's like, if you do suspend R. Kelly shit, you need to definitely have some type of overarching, like, if you're like censoring his shit, you have to be able to go and censor everyone's shit who's ever done anything. And it's like, what is the level? But I guess like, cause there's a lot of different artists that have done a lot of crazy shit. So if it's just R. Kelly, that means you have to fucking suspend everyone's channel. I don't know if Elvis Presley has a channel, but that nigga, if you didn't know, was a straight up like sex offender. He had a 14-year-old wife that he forced to be his wife and all this other shit, and he was like crazy. They better suspend that shit. But I doubt, maybe that nigga has a channel. I don't know if he does or not. But it's like, you see what I'm getting at? Like, if you're gonna suspend his channel, you have to suspend anyone that's done anything terribly bad. No cap. Otherwise, it's not like, I don't know, it's like a double standard and shit. And there's probably like hundreds of artists that were terrible and probably still have shit on there. So it's like, censoring the actual music, I don't know, I feel like that's a tough argument. Because it's like, you could look at John Lennon, for instance. I like, personally at this moment, I haven't done research on John Lennon to see if he has a YouTube channel, but I feel like there's some type of channel that is producing his music that's associated with his estate or something. That nigga like beat his wife, did all types of crazy shit, like, and if he just got caught for that, it's probably more. So is it like, how are they gonna, like, are they gonna take down his shit too? And then there's hella other people that do it. And then there's niggas like, I mean, R. Kelly be semi talking about it, but then there's niggas that straight up talk about killing people and shit after killing them and put songs about it. So it's like, I don't know. At what point does YouTube find the, like, the area, like what is the statistics? I'm high as fuck, but what is the statistics for this shit? Like, at what point does YouTube say, okay, this is terrible, this is the line that has to be crossed before we take down all your shit? Especially people with huge platforms and stuff. But it's like, I don't know, they made hella bread off that shit in the long run, and they just were like profiting off of that when it was already sus. So it's like, YouTube is definitely like a weird platform and shit, and now they're trying to take a stand. So it's just like, man, at what part do you draw the line and shit? And are they gonna keep his stuff up, or are they just gonna delete it? It's gonna be interesting to see, man. But hey, man, hey, R. Kelly locked up, so shit crazy. We're gonna see what the fuck happens in the future. Real stay safe shit, you already know. Make sure y'all fucking subscribe, cause like, I don't know, niggas be seeing this. At least 90% of y'all aren't prescribed. Subscribe, subscribe, who the fuck knows? But like, comment, subscribe, you know, all that shit. We tapped in. Peace.